Connor, just can you give me your sense of kind of where the group is at?
Once again, my teammates come up short.
In one of our live streams, these are honest press conferences where we say what the players really want to say. And we'll start. Anthony, you are Mat Barzal.
So I know a lot of you media guys out there were talking about how, I needed to wake up, or I wasn't playing up to my ability. But you know what? I'm Barzy. There's no one better on the edges in the National Hockey League than me. My stop and my turning. Hell, I'm even faster than Connor McDavid. I won the fastest skater a couple of years ago. And the fact is, it's playoff time. I'm facing the top pairing defenseman for every team. It's tight checking. They're in my face. They're hooking me. They're grabbing me. Really, which my opinion, a lot of these calls should be penalties. They're impeding me. They want more skilled guys like me to show off their skill. The referee needs to put their arms up when they trip me and take their loose arm and hold me. It's ridiculous how some of these aren't getting called. But you know what? I kind of show up the naysayers. I showed up the last couple of games, scored some big goals for my team, and now we're on the verge of going to the semifinals for the second year in a row. And hey, you know what? People are talking about Pasternak, and he's got a hell of a shot, but he can't catch me. I get going, I blow him by him and leave him in the dust. Same thing with that rat Marchand. He tries to intimidate me, but I'll skate circles around him too. So, I'll take some questions for you guys, but we're 1-1 away from our rematch with Tampa Bay, baby.
So, Matt, what would you say about a rematch with Tampa Bay? You'd have to probably face against Braden Point again, someone who gave you a lot of problems last year, and Andrei Vasilevsky, who seemed to have everybody's number last year for the most part in the Islanders.
Well, you know what? You look at this series, game one, Tampa Bay was already in Edmonton for a while, resting. We had that emotional series with Philly, 7 games. We flew to Edmonton, had one day off, and we had to play, and they blew our doors off game one. But after that, game two, we lost a 2-1 game with, I think it was that cheater, Nikita Kucherov, pretending like he's hurt, scored the game-winning goal with about, 40 seconds left. That was a pivotal game, That game goes to OT. Maybe we win and the series goes differently. But we came back with a good game 3. We won, game 5, we won double overtime. And then my boy Brock, game 6, breakaway on the stick. He puts that in. It's going 7. And you know what they say, when it goes to 7 games, it's anybody's series. I think we probably could have won that series if that happened. But to answer your question, Braden Point's a great player. He doesn't skate like me, so he has to deal with that. But as far as Vasilevsky goes, he's a great goalie. I think we're deeper this year with the addition of Palms. He's on fire. Bo's going, and like I said, I really want a second crack at these guys because I think we could beat them.
Matt, do you ever know those drills where you used to have a parachute on your back when you were running or skating?
Yeah.
Like that Leo Komarov.
I'm sorry, repeat that question? I broke the kind of cut out.
Is that what it's like to have Leo Komarov on your back offensively? And now you've exploded, even though you got 1 goal on your line.
Uncle Leo, man, he's great in the locker room. He's very funny. He tells his jokes, but listen, he's not a goal scorer. He's not a playmaker, but he plays hard. He plays a heavy game. Hits guys, get in their way, kind of creates some more space for me and Jordan. I love Uncle Leo. Yeah, I wish he was a little more skilled. He's kind of got stone hands. Doesn't really move that fast anymore, but yeah, sure. A perfect world. Would I love to have Palms on my line, or Wally when he gets back in. Yeah, but I respect Coach Trotz, and Leo is responsible defensively, takes some pressure off me and Matt, me and Jordan. So, it is what it is. But I love Uncle Leo.
Barzy, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. There it is. Okay. David Quinn.
Well, boys in the locker room were a little out of sync there, and we come out and we come out hard. We got a good young team here, and I'm talking about the big guys were producing. We had a stretch where Artemi was out because Vladimir Putin wanted to try to take out his family and so on, and just kind of sounded like a little bit of a hit piece because he, I don't know, maybe he's a liberal or something like that. I don't know, but he spoke out about that guy who Navalny, I think his name was. Yeah, Navalny. Yeah. So, Putin tries to take out Panarin, tries to defame him, tries to threaten his family, and Mika Zibanejad got the COVID, and he just, I don't know what he was doing, but he wasn't really playing all that well. And it's my third season with the team, and the team was young, and we got Brett Howden, and Brett Howden's obviously the best player in the league. Goes out there and he plays with pace. His intentions are always good. He's always gritty. He's always in the corners. That's how you got to play North American Canadian boy hockey right there. That's what wins, especially in the playoffs. Especially because we saw that against Carolina. Carolina kind of smacked us around. Sebastian Aho, bangled Tony DeAngelo a little bit. So I thought we had a good team. I thought we did a good job. Any other division, we're in the playoffs. The way that the divisions realigned this year, we got 60 points. You got teams with 50, and less in there. Montreal, they're going on to the conference semis, and here we are. We're out, and we have more points than they did. So how does that make any sense? I don't get it. I don't know what these people want me to do, but James from over the top goes and just gets rid of Jeff. Gets rid of JD. They're my boys. They got me here, and Chris, who, he's my boy, and we've had relationships going back to Boston University. I've known Chris for probably about 25 years plus, and then Chris just goes and fires me like that. I'm kind of heartbroken, Chris. Thought we were cool, you turn around, you stab me in the back like that. We were boys. Now we're not boys anymore. You're not coming to my family barbecues anymore. We're not gonna do this like that anymore. You sit there and you act all nice to my face and you fire me. What, because the fans want to be fired? What do those idiots know? What do they know? They want, Gerard Gallant. Yeah, I want Gerard Gallant. Yeah, why do you think Gerard Gallant's been fired from 2 different places? Because Gerard Gallant has a problem with all the ownerships that he's ever dealt with because he wants all that power and stuff through his name. He wants to make all those personnel decisions. He wants to bring in all the players. He thinks he's like Mike Keenan or something like that. Telling Neil Smith to go trade a Monty for Noonan and Matto. How did that work out for the Rangers? Yeah. You lost a 40-goal scorer because you wanted 2 overtime goals from a guy who would then leave and just be another journeyman for another 6 years or so. What did he ever do after that? But yeah, that Matto guy, whatever. But I'll take some questions here. I'm not in a great mood, but I'll take questions.
So, David, I have to ask. Back when it was feasible to possibly make the playoffs, you had some crucial games against the Islanders, and you went and started Igor Shesterkin, who I believe has only beat the Islanders once in his career, if that. I'm not sure, but you started him over a guy in Gorgiev who kind of owned the Islanders for a while. So. A lot of people think that was a boneheaded decision. So what do you have to say about that, and why would you do such a thing?
Well, you gotta ride your number one guy. You gotta bring your top guy into the battle because he's got to lead you there. He's got to be the guy. Like me, I'm not a leader of men. I kind of lost the locker room, at some point. And, I know that they weren't responding the same way because when I come back, you got Chris Knobloch comes along and they all of a sudden start playing their asses off for him. And I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this. Well, I'm like in my deathbed over here with this COVID stuff. My staff's got COVID. Chris comes up. Even Chris Drury's behind the bench with him, and they're just, they're playing their asses off. And I'm like, what the hell? Why didn't these guys do that for me? Why didn't they do that for me while I was there? And I come back, and the first 4 games that I'm back, they're playing like shit. I don't know what they're doing. They're playing with their heads in their asses. So I'm sitting there, and I'm a little annoyed by this because it just, I'm not getting that same effort that they were giving me. They were giving Chris while Chris was running the bench. So, you know what? If they would have done that all year, then you know what? Maybe we'd be in a playoff spot. You know what? Maybe just because of the fact that Ryan Spooner comes out and says all this other crap about, oh, well, he wants us to not stick handle on a 2-on-1. You know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to break an adage that the Rangers have about trying to pass the damn puck into the net. It's all fancy schmancy shit. That's been going back to the 70s and when they were Smurfs. And they were getting beat up by the Flyers and the Bruins. Because that's what happens when you're Smurfs. You pass the puck too much. You try to be too fancy. Try to be too pretty. You're too worried about your Vidal Sassoon commercials instead of trying to win games the right way. You know what the right way is? Brett Howden is the right way. That's the right way. Intentions, pace, grit, board battles. That's the right way. That's how you win games. And you know what? So I had to go with Igor. Because Igor is our guy. Because Igor bailed my ass out last year when my defense was even worse. They didn't know how to play hockey. And Adam Fox looked like a wonderkind. But you know what? Him and Ryan Lindgren were our only pair that could really defend last year. So I had to stick in. I had to be loyal. Just like Brett Howden's been loyal to me since I first came on. You know what? Booch probably, he finally started playing better. So you know what? Talk about loyalty. Booch, I got your back, man. I got your back. If they trade you wherever I end up, you can come play for me. All right? And then you talk about Georgiev. Georgiev up and down all season. You know what? I don't know what I'm getting from this guy anymore on a nightly basis. And you want me to put him out against the Islanders, who are running around like a bunch of madmen when my guys don't even want to start up for a game? I know that's partially on me. I know I got to get them up for games. But you know what? Players got to get themselves up for the games too. And you know what? They didn't want to do that. So you know what? I got a big problem with that.
David, my question is that you're a developmental coach, and yet most of your criticism have come from the people you're trying to develop, whether it was Kakko, Vitaly Kravtsov, Julian Gauthier. You can name a bunch of guys, Elias Anderson as well. So were you really trying to develop the talent? Or, what was going on there? Was there miscommunication?
You know what? As a coach, you got to put your players in situations that help you win games. And that's ultimately the goal, is to win games, to get to a playoff spot. We got it. We stuck in last year. Igor and, the COVID kind of helped us. But, you know what? You gotta win games. That's what it comes down to. And guys like Elias Anderson, who is Elias Anderson to criticize me? Elias Anderson ain't even playing in the NHL right now. He's playing with the Ontario Reign of the AHL, the Kings affiliate. And that's why we got rid of his sorry ass, because he's not an NHL player. And you know what? That's not on me. I wasn't even there when they drafted him. That's because that team decided that, we're going to go all in on Elias Pettersson, and they missed him. You know what? That's on Jeff. That's not on me. That's on Jeff. That's on Sather. You know what? If Dolan wants to ream them out for it, which he ended up doing, obviously, reamed all of us, that's on them. So Elias Anderson can shut his mouth for all I care. He can know his role while he's at it, because his role ain't at the NHL level. That's for damn sure. And then you got, Vitaly. He comes over. He's sharp and soft. He thinks that this is Russia. He thinks that the rink is wider and it's a bigger rink to play on, and there's no physicality here. So I told him, you got to go grab it. You got to grow a set of balls, and you got to learn how to play along the boards. You got to learn how to play with intentions. You got to learn how to play with grit and some intensity. You know what? Got to get your cardio in, because apparently when he was down in Hartford, they told us that his resting heart rate was like almost non-existent. Like, what is that shit about? You're supposed to be able to skate and get your heart rate up so we can tell that you got a pulse. But apparently Vitaly Kravtsov doesn't have a damn pulse. So that's why I didn't play him, and I played him on the fourth line, even though I got to say, he kind of looked pretty good with Aaron there for a few games. So, I'm not a fan of Vitaly Kravtsov either. I know Kakko. I know he had like the best game of his career against Calgary, and then he took that dumb penalty. So I decided that I got to send you a message, because if you're going to rip winning games like that, I got to send you a message no matter what you do. So I know that I don't do the same to Brett Howden, but Brett's my loyal boy. Brett's like my teacher's pet, if you will. So I gotta make sure that everything is a meritocracy here. And Kakko at that time wasn't then you got FIlip. Listen, you guys played a real good game against Buffalo, but I gotta go with my big guns when the time calls for it. When it's Mika, it's Artemi, it's Foxy. Those are the guys that are going to get it done. I don't care how good your game is then. So, Chytil and Kakko, you were playing well together in that game against Buffalo, but got to go with my big guns. Got to be loyal to the big guns. It's always how it's got to be. But you know what? These kids come along and they expect everything handed to them on a silver platter. I got to turn them into Selke caliber players. Selke caliber players. That's right. 200-footers. They got to know the game from all angles. They got to be on top of the game defensively. We want them to play like the Islanders in a way. So, you know what? I don't care if they don't develop offensively. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to win games. I'm not here to do flashy, tic-tac-toe cross. The passes, you got a 2-on-1, you either pass the damn puck or you shoot it. I don't care if it's predictable or not. It's gonna get us results. It's gonna win us games. So, you know what? Good luck to them with Gerard Gallant. Gerard whatever, or Rod the Bod Brindamore. You know what? I don't care about the two of them. Whoever it is that ends up being their coach, good luck. Good riddance to that organization. They got their heads in their asses. The owner doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And you know what? I'm happy that John Davidson's back in Columbus. JD, if you're listening, your boy needs a job, so I'll take that coaching spot because I know that Tortorella guy can't seem to friggin' stay in one place because he wears out his welcoming. Has a habit of rubbing his players the wrong way. So your boy Quinn needs a job. So hit me up, JD. I'm open. Let's talk, bro.
Thanks, David.
Thank you very much, David. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out.
Did you like that video? Of course you did. So why not check out some more of our content? You can check the playlist right here or right here.
Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.